Whether it's a lager or an ale, whether it's a stout, light, dark, or pale. If you can brew it, Chad can review it. It's time for Chad's Beer Reviews. He's not quite an amateur, not quite a connoisseur, but regardless of the brewer, he's got taste in beer for sure.
You can tell just by his gut, this guy is a bona fide beer nut.
So whether it's a porter or an IPA, whether it's from Europe or the USA.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews, my 99th review. And yes, I have already picked out my beer for my 100th review. You might not think it's very special, but I think it might be. Anyways, tonight I am drinking Samuel Adams White Ale. This is their spring seasonal. It's a Belgian white style beer. It says, this unfiltered wheat ale is the fresh American version of a classic Belgian white ale, an intricate blend of unusual spice, refreshing taste. White ale is unfiltered and displays a beautiful cloudy haze, sediment at the bottom of the bottle. Cheers. Well, Belgian whites are one of my favorite types of beers. American beers tend to get them a little too gimmicky, so we'll see what Sam Adams can do. I'm using my Sam Adams and Red Sox wheat glass. You know, I've always wondered if this was a wheat glass or a Pilsner glass, but I'm pretty sure this is a wheat glass, because a Pilsner glass would come to like a point at the bottom. I could be wrong, but who knows. Alright, so let's get pouring. I'm just going to pour this down the center so you can get a huge head. Yep. Huge head there. Alright, well I'm just going to sit here and wait till it's calm. Well, this seems to be about as calm as I can get it. I left the last inch or so on the bottom of the bottle. I didn't notice any real sediment in there, but I'll take their word for it and swirl it up anyways and dump it in here. Well, that's a pretty typical European-style wheat beer for you. That body's, it's more orange than white. You remember the Hoegaarden was almost all white at the edge and dark in the middle, but this is straight up orange, kind of like an apricot kind of color. Yeah, very hazy, cloudy, whatever you want to call it. I don't really see any sediment floating around in it. I like that head though. Nice, fluffy, bright white head there. It's got a very sweet aroma. It's kind of citrusy and spicy. Yeah, I call it like kind of like lighter spices, not like the heavy winter spices. So let's see what Sam Adams can do with a Belgian white. I'm noticing, yeah, I mean, like they said, it's unusual spices or whatever. I looked it up on their website. They use like coriander and orange peel and grains of paradise and a whole bunch of stuff. And yeah, it is a fairly spicy beer, but it's not like overwhelming. It doesn't like punch your palate like say a winter beer. That's the nice thing about spring beers. They're kind of that middle ground between like the super heavy spicy winter beers and the super light fruity watery summer beers. I think a fairly thin kind of watery composition to the body. It might even be a little too thin. You know, like there's definitely spices here, but they kind of I feel like they could have been stronger. I like the kind of orange peel. I think lemon zest is in here too. So it kind of has like that citrusy kind of flavor, but it's not like tart at all like an IPA. It's very mild. Well, I mean like at least as far as like the actual citrus goes. I mean it's spicy, yes, but you know, and I wouldn't call it tart or sour or anything like that. Even it has a bit of a hop bite to it. It's I wouldn't call it the softest mouthfeel or the easiest finish. You know, fairly spicy beer. It's not It's not going to just go down like water. But I don't think anyone would have trouble drinking this beer. I think it's pretty drinker friendly, pretty flavorful, but not, it's not gonna, knock your socks off or whatever. So, nice tasty beer, pretty light. As far as the statistics go, it's 5.4% ABV. It's like 175 calories. So that actually makes it sound like a heavier beer than it is. It doesn't really feel like that heavy of a beer, though. The only caveat about this beer is that it still kind of tastes like a beer at the end. Like a Hoegaarden or, any kind of German Hefeweizen or, whatever, Weiss beer. They don't really taste like American beers, but this one definitely does. I'm kind of, not that it tastes like a lager at all. It's just, you notice you're drinking beer. It's not quite as unique as I would hope, but yeah, I mean, it's got a real kind of fruity, light palate, but it's kind of a paradox that it's spicy, but it's mild, and it's smooth, but it's slightly coarse. So I mean, I like it, and I think most people out there would too. I'll give it a 7 to Sam Adams White Ale. It's a very good beer. Like I said, not really. I can't really find anything bad about it, but it's not super impressive either. So 7, nice middle of the road, solid, good performer, all that stuff. So you, and I guess I'll see you guys with my 100th beer review tomorrow. So take care. Bye.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's beer review. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.